I had the distinct pleasure of working with John Flynn, who's right here. John was born and raised in Hazleton, PA. He is a Penn State grad who wisely married the smartest woman he ever met. His wife, Jeannie, could add up all the grocery totals in her head as they walked around the store, and by the time she arrived at the till, she knew, with tax, to the penny, exactly how much they owed. And it would irritate her to no end that the cashier would question her. John and Jeannie had a boy named Sean, who was a hyperactive guy, could never sit still. So John would take him berry picking. And once they went to Cape May, and I think this is kind of a metaphor for John's life. So they went to Cape May, there was a horrible storm, shut everything down. All these families left. So John and Sean got a kite, because there was wind. Okay, so this poem is called A History of the Senses, and it is for you, John. An early life of sound, a cornet through the window, a mother calling her son home, the backboard still singing a missed throw. Pearl Harbor and one brother enlisted. Furloughed, Jean gave the thunk of a dart hitting its mark. At the table, a second brother slammed fork, and then his vow, perhaps enlisting, perhaps the draft. His sister Alice, her heels tapping on the sidewalk as she led him to the library. Later, the spinning wheels of his bike, a wind song in his wake. Weekends restoring organs, embedded in cities of pipe, rising skyscrapers and crowded houses, the sound thrumming against his breastbone, his body a bellows. At school, he sang heavenly music, Three Kings and their slow arrival. At home, the murmur of the rosary, beads snicking against each other, Hail Mary, full of grace. His mother's voice, calling fortunes, fate flipping in her fingers. She charged 50 cents, the women brought dollars, soft and hopeful. Evenings, his father read the Bible aloud, nestled in the soft chair, his deep intoning of grace. Drafted, then furloughed, on the evening of return, his brother James wept in his mother's arms, and the house rattled for days. His mother knocking from room to room, a restless heart. Then Germany for John. Now a young man, crowded in a hut, perched atop a 2-ton tank, Morse code pinging through his headphones. His fingers tapped the language, 25 words a minute. Messages he never understood, only sent forward. Then, home at last, to Jeannie with the light brown hair. On date nights, they danced together in a slow foxtrot. The music, swish of skirts, the chatter buzz all swirled to silence. With his palm pressed to the heat of her back, her Chanel in the air, they hear no more sound, just feel, two bodies wanting only to hold each other.